you wanna be somebody, even if you gotta leave somebody. Yes, I'm hurt, yes, I'm dead. Most things that I don't wanna say. I won't be around while you change.
Hey you guys, welcome back to Taylor XO, or welcome to Taylor XO if you are a new subscriber. So y'all, let's get into this. So as you guys know, last night she went live last night, and I think I woke up at 2 in the morning with my baby, and I went to check on YouTube, and I seen this girl live speaking on Gerard and Denisha. So if you guys didn't check out the live, go ahead and check it out. And I'm going to include this clip, and then we will get into it.
Say, oh, it's in the court order, you can't see the kid. Okay, but what about your moral compass? You being a parent, and right is right and wrong is wrong. And if you're really not trying to keep my kids away from me, why couldn't I see my kids before the week of Thanksgiving, and I'm not going to see them for a whole 2 more weeks? Why wouldn't you let them see me and me see them? Why? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Because that court order was made when I didn't have a lawyer. That court order was made when I had nobody sticking up for me, defending me. And that crazy ass court order was signed. Oh my gosh. You know, at a certain point, y'all, the judge wouldn't even let me back in the courtroom. Before the judge made his final ruling in his head, he wouldn't let me back in the courtroom. He couldn't confront me. That judge, I showed up to every single hearing on time. I was there defending myself because okay, I'll defend myself. I don't have nothing to defend. What have I done? My kids are not hurt. They're not starving. They're clothed. They're bathed. They're in school. And all this extra, oh, they didn't go to school. Bullshit. That was bullshit. It was COVID, and they didn't have school. Schools were not going on because you guys remember that kids didn't go to school for weeks. But he tried to turn that around and say I didn't take him to school. Okay, I didn't do anything wrong. Nothing. I'm telling you, they freaking got over on me, and they can do the same to you. They can do the same thing to you. They can do the same thing to anybody. Any mother out there. So that was my biggest regret, not having a lawyer. My biggest regret. I just never thought that a person would do this to me. Because I would never do this to him. Ever. Even during our worst times, when he was trying to sleep with me and sleep with that lady, and he was playing all these games, I still let him see his kids. I never kept his kids away from him.
So as you guys just heard, basically homegirl was getting into I guess trying to spill some quote unquote tea on Gerard and Denisha, and basically, she's basically was spilling stuff on how the courts basically went in Gerard's favor, not hers. And basically she was saying that the reason why she did not win her kids and win the whole, custody thing where she has, they do have 50-50 and she's able to make decisions and he's able to make decisions with the kids. She was basically talking about how she didn't have a lawyer and they used that to their best advantage and basically got over on her. And she was speaking on the judge that was picked for the case, and she basically said that the judge wasn't even supposed to be the judge that was put on the case, and basically that, I guess she was trying to say that the judge had favored Gerard instead of her, just going on and on. But really what had caught my attention was when she started speaking on, y'all remember back when she was due to take some drug tests for court to basically shut down the rumor that she was using coke while she was in the home with her kids. And y'all remember this was right before she had found out that she was pregnant. She was going to the clinic and she was supposed supposed to be taking this hair follicle test, and basically I guess there was some complications with the test because basically I remember back she basically said that they weren't able to read the hair test properly, or it was something like that it came out about this whole drug test thing going on. So last night she decided to start speaking on it, and what she really didn't know is she basically had told on herself. So not a while back, but a few weeks ago, there was some papers floating around on YouTube of their court documents, and basically the court documents did say that it was a drug testing and that there was some abuse and neglect involved with the kids, and that's why the kids were taken. But in this live, she basically tried to say that the reason why the kids were taken was because she didn't have a proper lawyer. So then she started getting into the fact that she was due to take a drug test through her nails. I've never heard of that. I thought it was either by the swab in the mouth, by the pee, or by the hair follicle, but I did not know that they do a nail test also. So she basically started saying that they required her to take a nail test, and that's what she had just did. And then she said that basically the nail test that came back inconclusive, and basically she said that the judge did not order her to go get another one, so she basically never went back to go get another drug test. So I will say, sis, that if the first one did come back inconclusive, then I would surely think that the judge will require you to go back yet again and take another drug test, just because I'm sure that they wanted to establish whether or not the test was positive or negative before sending the kids back with you. So the fact that you never followed up, she never claimed that she asked again if they wanted her to retake it, or if she just went on her own will and she took it again. She basically said that after it had came back inclusive, that was that, and she didn't go back, or she never heard nothing more, that the judge didn't order it, nothing. So as this so involved mother, as you claim, and you love your kids and your kids, and why wasn't it that you didn't go back and try to get the test straightened out and everything settled with the test, so you could clear your name, clear having cocaine in your system, and get everything set so you can get your kids back, or you can have your kids, I guess primarily, or 50-50 or whatever that they were agreeing on. Because the fact that she really truly, wants to tell the people that they have 50-50, sis, by the way you keep coming on here saying that Gerard is making this decision, he's making that decision, he's saying this, he's saying that, sis, it does not sound like there is no 50-50 custody over there. So basically, she was telling on herself about this whole drug test thing, and she was going on a rant not over and over, but basically I will say over and over, because since she has moved to Texas, we have heard a rant almost every other day about Gerard and how he is not letting her see the kids. And basically, sis, you did know that it was his weekend. Now, there was a reactor that basically put out there that she had already knew beforehand of getting the kids that she was not going to be able to see the kids this weekend because it was already Gerard's time. She knew this, so she still got online anyway, and to make a couple dollars, because she has nothing else to film, she wanted to get on live and spin the narrative that this man is not letting her see the kids. And basically she started bashing Nisha and basically saying that this woman is not letting them have a healthy co-parenting relationship, that she is in the middle of it, stopping all of this. And sis, you know what? I will say that you are a complete lie if you think Denisha is over there having any part in their co-parenting relationship. Now, I know Denisha is the new woman around there. And I will say new woman as, Nisha is kind of still new to this whole situation with him and the kids. I mean, me personally, I don't know how long Gerard has been talking to Nisha, but I do know that at the end of the day, Nisha is just trying to do, what's best for the children, being a great stepmother over there in place of them, not having their actual mother there. It seems to be that the kids do like her. And tell it, let live, tell it. She did say that basically to disregard all the family pictures, everything that they post over there, because behind the scenes that the kids are truly missing her. They don't want to be there. And she always tries to spin this narrative that those kids are truly suffering over there, and saying that the kids don't want to be with him. They're being abused. And speaking of abuse, Let's get into also this whole situation that basically Liv tried to put on Nisha, basically saying that Nisha hit Christian, and Gerard tried to cover for Nisha, saying that it never happened, but she in fact did hear it from all her kids that Nisha did in fact hit Christian. But let's get into this clip and then we'll talk about it.
She hit my son. She sure did. And I didn't make it up. I didn't put that shit in his mind. He came back from summer and he told me, Mommy, that woman hit me in the back of my head. And Robin and him told me the same exact story. They recounted the same exact story. So I ain't gonna be no dummy. Oh, he's making it up. You know how kids are. But his father had the nerve to say Christian lied. You gonna lie? You gonna lie on your baby and stick up for this woman? I don't give a shit if she tapped him on the head, if she flicked him, if she pinched him. Bitch, don't put your motherfucking hands on my babies. But it's okay. I'ma see you. I'ma see you. I'ma see you. And I don't mean that in no threatening type of way. But I'ma see you one day. You know, you like to act tough on the internet, but you like to post stuff on the internet, but yeah, I know your type. I know your.
So basically, y'all, like I said, she basically tried to claim that this woman truly did hit Christian. And I will say, sis, that you had plenty of times to see this woman in person to get down to the bottom of what truly happened. And I will say that, sis, if somebody, especially the new girlfriend, if my husband and me were to split up and he had a new girlfriend and my kids were around her and my kids were coming back saying that his new girlfriend hit them upside the head, best believe I would be at that front door in 2 seconds, knocking that thing down and seeing what's up, because, you know, at the end of the day, that's your new girlfriend, but that is not their mother. She did not push those kids out, so therefore, why is she putting any hands on those kids? And I will say, sis, that if truly you say that this judge is so much on Gerard's side and that, you know, nothing played in your favor with court and all this and that, sis, why aren't you showing any proof of these things that are happening, like the abuse that you say that these kids are saying that they are witnessing and getting when they're at the house, and they're being starved and they're being forced against their own will to do sports and stuff that they don't want to do. And you mean to tell me that as a mother, you're sitting around here while your babies are telling you that they don't want to do this and they're being starved and they don't, you know, they're being hit with belts and they're, you know, Nisha's hitting them and all these things, and they're around these random people and all these things, and you as a mother is just sitting there while this is all being allowed, and you allow them to go home every single time, and you just, you know, have them come back and you listen to these things and then you send them right back home again. Because, sis, if these things were happening, then maybe you should be getting a emergency hearing and showing all the proof of what you have and, you know, have things play more in your favor. But because you aren't showing any proof and you don't have any recordings, and, you know, 9 times out of 10, these kids aren't going over there and telling you these things. Therefore, you know, you can't do that because you don't have any receipts and proof that these kids are truly telling you that they don't want to go home and they don't like it over there, which I do agree that, you know, that I think the kids may say they don't want to be over there sometimes, and it probably is not coming from a place to where they don't want to be around Gerard and Nisha. But if there is more structure in the home to where there's more discipline, there's more, you got to do school, you can't, you know, because there was a lot less structure at Liv's house. I do think that the kids may, you know, probably have some problems with them here and there because they don't maybe want to go do their homework, or they don't want to do sports that day, or they don't, you know, but at the end of the day, it is Gerard and Nisha's job to make sure that the kids are on track. And, you know, if that's how they want their house ran, and that's the structure, and that's, you know, what is being done in that house, and that's on them. And at the end of the day, they can't be doing too much wrong, because since the kids been there, they've been doing sports, they've been on honor roll, they seem to be way more, you know, they seem to be dressed better, they seem to be doing a lot better. So why this woman keeps trying to put down Nisha so bad and try to make this woman out to seem like she's a monster to these kids, when it seems like Nisha is at every football game that Christian has. You know, when they got engaged, the kids, you know, ran over and hugged her. They seem to, you know, truly, genuinely like Nisha. We remember back then in those vlogs where Ryan had came over one day and she had basically said that she wanted Nisha. And we all know before those kids left that house permanently, they were saying that they wanted to go to their dad's house, because we know time and time again that you did not allow those kids to speak to Gerard, nor did you let Gerard see them. And that's why he had to go to the extent that he did, because you were playing crazy games like requiring $1,000 a month in child support in order for him to talk to them, or, require certain cash apps be sent, and she tried the whole entire time to basically say that this man was sending no money, that he wasn't helping, and all this and that. And the whole time, Gerard had shown receipts to where he was sending cash apps, and they weren't even being used for what they were supposed to be used for. The whole time, she was using them on nails, hair, lip injections, and all these other things. So of course, like I said, Gerard wanted to take things into his own hands, and which I don't blame him for. Like I said, a lot of fathers don't take the initiative to go the route of spending hella money for a nice lawyer to get his kids and to get the time that he wanted with his kids. And instead of her being happy about that, it seems like she is so mad and upset that this man decided to do what he was supposed to do to get his kids. But then again, y'all remember how she was so upset that this man decided to stay in Texas and not come back for his kids. But he did, in fact, end up coming back for his kids. And we will be hearing every day, if he didn't ever come back for his kids, about how she left. Y'all remember when all that stuff went down, she kept saying how he left us. Y'all remember how it all played out on YouTube. And honestly, the whole timeline of it all is kind of hard to really remember and play out. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of reactors that still have the videos up, but it was kind of hard to play it all out, because she did delete a lot of the lives, and she deleted all the videos that they had back then of them two. So it's kind of hard to go back, and she did that for a reason, because the timeline of going back didn't play in her favor. So anything to make Gerard look bad even more, she basically deleted all her videos, so nobody could go back and see anything. And sis, you kind of played yourself with that one, because you're the only one losing money out on the whole situation. I'm sure Gerard nor the courts don't care, because at the end of the day, Gerard is seeing his kids, and the judge, those aren't her kids. So whether she's not obligated, nor does she care about those kids, or I'm sure she cares who they go to, but it's not her loss, because those aren't her kids, or she, I think she said the judge was a she. But at the end of the day, I will say that this girl comes online time and time again to really play herself, and she embarrasses herself, because she thinks she's doing all this exposing, but really she's telling on herself. And yet again, I really do hope that Gerard will come on this app one day and tell his truth to what truly happened, because we have allowed Liv to, say the narrative for a while now, and it's time that we do get the full truth. And I don't want to make this video too long. We will do a part 2 to this whole video of the timeline and the whole backstory on, Liv and, Gerard, and how all things played out. But I just wanted to basically include that and make a video on that, because like I said, a lot of people after the whole thing happened always spoke on this drug test, and they wanted to get to the bottom of it and what truly happened with it. Because if y'all remember back, like I said, the courts were saying for a while, and people were saying for a while, that the test came back inconclusive, and they basically had to give the kids to Gerard, because I'm sure that was just part of it. I'm sure that's not the whole reason, but like I said, Mother of the Year, not trying to take a drug test to prove to the courts that she isn't, in fact, on whatever that they were claiming she was. I would just think that, if that's all it took, that you would do whatever that these judges are asking so you can have your kids back. But, we all know that Liv does things her way, and, it has got her where she is right now. But comment down below, you guys, what you guys think on her spilling that whole thing about what truly happened with the whole, court situation. And she said that she will get in more depth into it, which it'll all be lies. We all know that. But comment down below. Again, like I said, you guys, I love hearing your thoughts, opinions. Thank you guys so much, and stay tuned for another one.
Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be something different.